national contract is supposed to start negotiations on April 17th. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
The facts, dates, and events presented in this video are from the members' best recollection and may not be fully accurate. This video is intended for entertainment purposes only. Always consult with your local union about your rights and duties at your workplace. The opinions shared on this video are our own and do not necessarily represent my employer's positions, strategies, or opinions. All views shared are protected under the National Labor Relations Act.
What is going on, everybody? So today I have a mystery guest. Oh, wait, it's Greg Kerwood. All right, so Greg, we're getting into what is new? What's going on with the contract right now? You know, I'm trying to do these monthly updates, or Greg and I are doing these monthly updates covering what is going on with the contract, and we want to keep you informed. So we have roughly 20 weeks left into this current contract. That's about 4.5 months. For all of you who are living paycheck to paycheck, this might be a good time to start saving money. Probably a few weeks ago would have been a better time, but hey, you know, no time like the present. So, Greg, my first question to you is the tone. So, you've been an activist for a very long time. You've been through several contracts. And is the tone any different from this contract compared to the previous ones?
I would say the tone is a 180-degree turn from the previous ones. Previously, there was a tone of accommodation. The company and the union are going to work this out for the best interest of everybody. But quite often, negotiations were started very early to actually prevent any concern of there being a strike, which is sort of counterintuitive to negotiating a contract. There was very much concern not to upset the public or the shareholders or anyone like that. This time around, there is no such concern. We have made it abundantly clear to the company and to the shareholders and to the public that we are making the demands we're making. And if the company doesn't want to bargain in good faith, we will be putting them on the street. It's been a long time since that approach has been taken. But it's certainly the approach I think we have to take.
Now, with negotiations, where are we in negotiations right now? And have there been any supplements that have come to an agreement on negotiations?
So the supplements have been negotiating, most of them for about a month, some of them a little less than that. By all counts, there has not been much movement on the company's part. The supplements were instructed at the bare minimum to negotiate Martin Luther King Day and Juneteenth as holidays, as well as no 4-6 punches. To my knowledge, no supplement has agreed on any of those issues at all. There have been updates in some of the supplements where a few tiny agreements have been reached, or some language or pronouns or punctuation, but I'm not sure anyone has accomplished anything major at this point.
So with that being said, you know, there's people talking about how some of the riders have already been settled. Now, why would that be?
So I think it's important for people to understand that any collective bargaining agreement, and certainly all of ours, don't have to necessarily be renegotiated. It's a decision based on either party, in our case, 60 days ahead of the expiration, informing the other party that they want to reopen the agreement. And that's the basis for negotiations for a new contract. So amongst the 40 riders and supplements and addenda that we have, there are some that are quite small and quite specific. Local 200's rider, for instance, is about 3 pages. And so if neither party wants to reopen those, they would continue on as they are. And so they simply have a memorandum of understanding, what we call an MOU, that they agree to leave that rider as it is, and so therefore it doesn't have to be renegotiated and is considered finished.
Right now, we're in negotiations of the supplement. And for all those who are new and don't understand, supplements are for are local, for your local area of where you're at. Those are your supplements. Now we have the national agreement to do as well. Greg, when are we starting negotiation on the national contract?
The national contract is supposed to start negotiations on April 17th. That is not that far away, as you can imagine, and with the supplements not close to done from at least what we know, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I would expect probably the same tone we've seen prior. There will probably be quite a few meetings before the two sides even begin to really talk to each other. We'll see. The clock is ticking, and there's not a lot of time left realistically. It's not like these folks are going to meet every single day. They all have other jobs to do and locals to run, and there's business agents and even rank and file members that have to go to work. So there's only so many meetings that are going to happen between now and August 1st. So we'll see how it goes.
So that might be a misconception to some people. They may think that when we meet up for negotiations, we do it day in and day out. But a lot of times they only meet like one day a week or one day every 2 weeks, or, when they can. So it's not like an everyday thing. And I've been noticing a lot of rumors and speculations going around the windmill of what people think of what's going on in this contract, this, that, and the other. I mean, what's your thoughts on all that?
I would not believe the hype. There's always a lot of rumors. I can't say that some of them don't turn out to be true. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But in a negotiation process, there's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of, every agreement that is agreed to at this point is called a tentative agreement for a reason. Nothing is permanent until it's done. Now, obviously, the two sides have to bargain in good faith, so you can't exactly walk back something you've agreed to. But I would not put a whole lot of stock in the rumors that come out or get spread around. It's a process. It's a process. Negotiating committees have to fulfill their obligation and finish the process. We will have plenty of time when that process is done to receive the end result and read through it and talk about it and put it to a vote. I know people are sort of gun shy after the last contract being rammed down our throats that they're not going to have the opportunity. We will have the opportunity. We had the opportunity last time. Unfortunately, our vote was denied. That can't happen again because the rules have changed. But we are going to have the same opportunity like we had last time to read over the thing and discuss it and make our voices heard about it.
Some people want to help out, but they don't know how. What are some of the ways they can help out with this contract?
So right now we have the contract campaign, pledge card campaign going on. That is the perfect place to start. Hopefully every local and every building has begun that. If they haven't, reach out to your business agent, reach out to your steward, reach out to your principal officer and find out why they haven't and when they're planning on starting. And beyond that, the best thing we can do is talk to one another, talk about the contract every day, what's going on. And I don't mean, rumors and innuendo and stuff, but talk to people about what this is really all about. What are we fighting for? What are we standing for? What are we looking for? What are we willing to put our jobs on the line for and fight for? Because that's really what it's all about. There's a lot of members out there that don't know we have a contract up. They don't know what those issues are. They don't know what is being discussed and whether their concerns are actually on the table. And, we certainly have a list. There's a list right on the pledge card of the major issues that are on the table. And there's something there that concerns every member who works at UPS. And so the very least we can do is start getting people together and start talking about what those issues are and get people to understand this process is going on and it's a matter of 20 weeks before, we may be on the line fighting for all those issues. So we need to get them educated about it.
Absolutely. And for all those watching, if you don't mind, please share this with your other coworkers so we can keep people more involved and making sure they're keeping up to date. And also go on the Teamsters app and get your updates through there as well. Greg, for everybody who's watching this, where can they find you? What socials can they find you on?
I am primarily on Facebook. I have the UPS contract group. The artist formerly known as the Contract Proposal Group, but proposals are done. Soon I'm going to change the name to just a symbol, but you can find not me necessarily there, but I do run that group. There's also the 401k group, and we have the Teamster Media Hub that has shows like this one and many, many others. We just added a couple more, all different sources of information for Teamsters, made by Teamsters from all over the country. So it's a good place to check out.
So shout outs, and I'm going to be rude on my own show, and I'm going to give the first shout out. So my first shout out is to the Upsurge podcast. I convinced Teddy to create a YouTube channel, and unfortunately nobody has visited it. So for anybody who is watching this, please visit his YouTube channel and give the man some views. Right now, I'm looking at 4 views on one video, 7 views on another, 5 views. I mean, he took the time out of his day to make these great podcasts, well produced. And I think it'd be a shame if nobody checks it out and listens to it. Yours truly will be on it very shortly. So please check it out. And I'll put the link down below in the description of this video. So with that being said, Greg Kerwood, who are you shouting out tonight?
Well, I don't know if it's as much a shout out as it is a friendly word of advice to everybody out there watching and listening. The war is on, folks. The war is on. The company is coming after people hardcore. They are looking for any reason, any excuse, anything they can come up with to put people on the street. They have stepped up their harassment. They have stepped up the over supervision. So, I just say to all of you, do what you're supposed to do, work as directed, follow the methods, and enforce your contract. Hold them accountable. Don't let them get away with whatever they think they're going to get away with, but cover your backside, do what you're supposed to do, and stay together. We're all on the same team here. They're trying to divide us in any way they can. It's up to us to not let that happen.